Good evening, everybody. This evening we're talking about car boots. Car boot Chris talking about car boots. What a surprise. How's the start of the season been for you? Hey folks, welcome back. It's just me. It's me on my own tonight. Belle's having a night off. So yeah, I'll be holding the fort and we're going to be talking all about boot sales. It's the start of the season. It's kicked off really well. I think it's kicked off a lot better than it did last year, mainly because the weather's been good. So we've had some really good boot sales already. And we're not even in May yet. So that's good. So yeah, talk to us about boot sales in a bit. In the meantime, welcome to everybody. If you're new here, I'm Car Boot Chris. I'm a full-time reseller. I buy and sell stuff, flip it online for a profit. And believe it or not, I might be called Car Boot Chris, but it's only a very small percentage of what I sell actually comes from car boot sales. And I very rarely actually sell at car boot sales myself. So the title Car Boot Chris probably pushing it a little bit. But I love car boots, and that's the main reason why it's Car Boot Chris. But yeah, welcome everybody. I'm going to say hello to as many people as possible in the chat. That's Belle's job normally, but it's going to be mine tonight because I'm on my own. So get your hellos in, and we'll see who's in. Lots of people popping in. Get your hellos in if you want a shout out. And we're going to get cracking. Let's just get the music ready. We'll say hello to as many people as possible. Where are we? Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go back to the start. Here we go. Who's in? Pitco's in. Keith is in the house. Welcome, Keith. Linlin's in, but Linlin's not well at all. Linlin, I hope you're feeling better soon. Get well soon. I'm sure Belle will say the same thing as well, of course. Deborah Sardine. We saw you, I think, on the TV today, but I don't know which one it was. I don't know which one was you. Let us know in the chat. Helen, Alan Starbucks is in. Angel Delight, Brummy Time Lord, Guzzy. Who else we got here? See What You Buy, Emsden, Speedfoot, Limelight Vinty, Alan Starbucks. I've said Alan, haven't I? Kevin Hawthorne from Florida. Dan is in the house. The Tap Peddler Derek. We've also got, have I said Limelight Vinci? Nothing Major, Spectrum Flipper. Welcome to you. Chris Tyler, Heavenly Boots. Ready Steady Retro. Resell for Rescue, Hillary Rhodes, Guzzy. Who else we've got? Paul Hillman, welcome to the show. Ian G, James D, Lisa. Whoopsie daisy, Lisa. Left-handed is in. Deborah says, I was at the stand with the green table coverings and the owl charger. Oh, were you the lady with the owl plate thing? Was that you? Because I thought that was you, but then I thought, oh, was it the lady with the silver thing? Anyway, Fluffy the Muffin is in. Paul Rose, Paul J, Richard Payne, Antoinette, Ian G, and that's it. That's everybody. Welcome to you all. Welcome to the show. Monday night again. Jesus Christ. I literally feel like I'm getting a year older every time I come on this show. Deborah says, yes, that was me. So that was you, Deborah, the lady who had the owl tray. I thought you said you sold something to both the green and the blues, because I only saw you like tell them. I think did you say it was like £48 or something on the tray? Yeah, I only saw that bit. I didn't see the others. Did they cut the rest out? Buggers, aren't they? David M's in. Welcome. RJ's World. Sorry, I didn't even see you, RJ. Are you sure you're even there? Life in the First Lane is in. The Flipping Wolf is here. Yep. Welcome, everybody. And Pat Walker's just popped in as well. Is Lin still here? Lin, I hope you're doing okay. I just saw that message at the start there that you went into hospital. That's not good. At least we're keeping you company this evening, assuming that you're still there. Who else we got here? Babs, good evening to you. Oh, there you go. I did 14. Oh, so they did another bit of filming as well. 4 teams recorded 2 days. I'm on again the next 2 shows at Exeter. You mean we've got to sit through that again, Deborah? I'm only joking. We'll watch it. Let us know when you... Oh, is it the next 2? Are you on the next 2 Mondays or whenever it is? Just let us know when your next one is. I was expecting. I was waiting. I sat through all that bloody lace information that I really did not need to know. I sat through that just for you, Deborah. I lost, a good half an hour of my life learning about lace in Devon. Life in the First Lane. Oh, I've already said Life in the First Lane. That's good, yeah. I put a giant sardine on your table next time. That's a really good idea, actually. Oh, Lin's in CCU watching. Well, at least we're keeping you company, Lin. And I hope you get out of there soon, and I hope you get better soon. Damn, the auction was terrible on Bargain Hunt. Everyone forgot their wallets. Yeah, I was watching it, and what gets me with this Bargain Hunt, and I can't understand it, really, right? And this is no offense to Deborah Sardine either, right? When they always go to these antique fairs, that's sort of retail prices, isn't it? I mean, Deborah Sardine wants retail prices. She wants the highest price she can get. There's not. She knows what things are worth, and so does everybody else at the antique fairs. So the chances of unknown people who are not really that experienced in buying antiques, the chances of them actually going to one of these antique fairs and finding something that's going to make them a profit is fairly slim. Even the bloody experts can't even pick something up that makes a profit. They are useless. Those experts needs to be fired off and get some new people in. Absolutely useless. So yeah, I find it interesting that they keep going to these antique fairs when it's full retail price that they're buying. It's full retail price. So, they're not going to make much profit. And I would be the same if I was an antique seller. I'd go to an antique fair because that's where you're going to get the most amount for your money. And that's nothing against anybody. Everyone's trying to get the most. I sell on eBay because that's where I want to get the most money from. It makes sense, but it doesn't really make sense to do Bargain Hunt at an antique fair because I don't think there's much margin in it. Deborah Nardone, yes. Sorry, Deborah Sardine. Next Exeter episodes with Izzy Van Eric knows. I forgot his name. Okay, we'll keep an eye out. Kez TV's in. Yeah, let us know what you think about Bargain Hunt because I just find it strange. It's like go to some boot sales and actually try and get some real bargains. Oh, you sold the owl charger to a viewer. Brilliant. What, you mean a viewer of Bargain Hunt? Who bought it then? How did you sell that? Yeah, I totally believe it. Listen, it's only the same as like what the guys were talking about on the podcast. When they go to a Comic Con, £300 plus VAT for a stall at a Comic Con, you know, a big one. You have to make some serious money. But you know, you go and sell stuff, whatever area or category we all sell in, we all want to get the best money for what we want to sell, you know. So we pick the best places to sell in order to get the best money. And definitely for antique sellers, antique fairs are probably a good place to sell because you're going to get people who are going there specifically to find stuff like antique things. So they're going to be willing to pay the higher price. Is it a good place for bargain hunters who know nothing about anything and experts who are absolutely useless to go and buy stuff? Probably not. Let's face it, it's not. Oh, Linlon's going to watch the replay. No problem, Linlon. Switch off and shut your eyes and have a nice sleep. Oh, message me private, sold it. Nice. Nice one. That's good. Yeah, I wonder how eBay... That's a good question, Dan. I tell you what. Now, I'm not always about the conspiracy, but there's something not right about this. M&S just are subject to a cyber attack, basically, aren't they? That's what they're saying. Cyber attack at M&S. Spain and Portugal suddenly have a major blackout with causing chaos across the country. Something not right about that. Something not right. There was a program on. I was saying to Belle, there was a series we watched. I can't remember what the series was, but I remember basically I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get banned, but it begins with a T attack on the UK where they shut down like the country for like 3 minutes and it caused chaos. I don't remember what that was, what that program was, but it reminded me of that, like what's happening to Spain and Portugal. There's something not right with that. Come on, tell me that's not a... Have they tried saying it's some kind of weather event or something? I mean, pull the other one. Weather event, my ass. Not a chance. Flipping Wolf says, be careful in Londis post offices. We went to one in Leicester and they were trying to charge me £1 for... What? How? £1 for a Vinted label? Tell them where to stick that. Deborah says, I agree, Chris. I've said myself, go to boot sell at auction more. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, would not put it past him. Tam, I feel like I've not seen you for ages. I hope everything's okay. We've not seen any videos. You've been quiet in the old Discord. I hope you're doing all right, mate. See what else we got here. Something dodgy going on. Something seriously dodgy. Wasn't London Has Fallen? No, that was a film, wasn't it? There was a series. I'm pretty sure it was a series. Right, and there was an attack there was like a cyber attack where they took over something and stuff, like they took over computer systems for like 3 minutes or a minute. It might have only been a minute. I think it was just a minute. And because like all kinds of systems like aircrafts, like traffic lights, all those systems went offline for like a minute, and it caused massive chaos. I can't remember if it was a series or a film or what. Me and Belle watched it like not long ago, but it's gone out of my head. Of course it has. But it just made me think of that, and sometimes I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but I think more so lately with everything that's been going on in the world in the last few years. It's like, I'm sorry, but most of Portugal and Spain going on a blackout, that is not. Anyway, what we were saying was, if you were a seller in those countries, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't really know what it's affected. Has it affected actually people's homes as well as infrastructure, or is it just certain things? I don't know, but it sounds like a hell of a lot. Steve says we have drills in work to prepare just in case of a blackout. Shameless plug. Shameless product placement going on here. What else we got here? Yeah, Belle would probably remember. She might be watching now. That could be it, Mark. Yeah, 0 day. Is that it? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that might be the one that I'm thinking of. It rings a bell. Worth a watch. Quite enjoyed it. There you go. Flipping Wolf says Stacey had some prepaid eBay labels from her sales, and they were trying to charge her too. I had a brief argument with them, but I can imagine loads of people paying up. That's weird, Wolf. How they're trying to charge for that. I'd be ringing. I'd be like contacting. Was it Every? I'd be contacting Every to find out what's going on. Ian says the whole of Somerset's power went off today. It was a cider attack. I heard it was caused by a French power station catching fire. Well, what you hear and what actually is the cause are two different things. Possibly, Aaron. Possibly. Tam, I've been struggling a bit lately. Sales been pretty low, and just in general, not been up to it. Totally understandable, Tam. I get it. But I hope things get better soon, and your sales improve and your mental health improves a bit. But yeah, you know where we are. I have noticed that you've sort of been quiet. So Dan said we decided to reduce our listings from over 1,000 to 700. All this stock in a 1-bedroom flat doesn't work. We will probably go to Bolton Car Boot next month. Fair enough, Dan. I think it's a good idea sometimes. I mean, I was getting close to 2,000 listings at one point, like probably 2 years ago. And then as we moved house, and certainly in the last year, I've been trying to hover around the 1,000. I cleared through. I reduced down. Now I try and focus on like the over £20 items for eBay anyway. And I, cleared through a lot of stock, and I've reduced down to, I mean, it's increasing again now, and I want to try and peg it back a bit. I want to try and hover around the 1,000 listings mark, which is another reason why I do monthly price reductions, to try and move stock that little bit quicker. At the moment, I'm listing more than I'm selling. So at the moment, I'm trying to list around 15 a day. So 10 via my VA. So when I get up in the morning, ideally, I should have at least 10 drafted listings from my VA. So that's good, because I could just bang 10 on, probably half an hour, less than half an hour it takes me to put 10 on. And that's 10 done. And then what I tend to do is, for the rest of the day, I'm doing other jobs, I'm photographing, I'm doing things. But also I'll try and list another 5 from like car boot stuff that I've purchased in the last sort of week or two. So that way I've got a bit of a mixture of the stuff that the VA is doing, and then a few that I'm putting on as well. So I'm trying to hit 15 a day at the minute. But I'm not selling 15 a day. So that means my listings are increasing at a higher rate than my sales. So another reason why I do monthly price reductions is to try and keep the sales going. I don't know how many I've done today. I think I've done about 8-9 sales today, maybe. I'm not actually 100% sure, but I feel like it's been quite a busy day today. And it's not been a bad weekend either. But always good to review your stock on a regular basis and do something with the things that aren't moving, or the things that have, depending on what your model is for selling. Like if stuff's getting too low value, take it off and do something else with it. Car boot it, Vinted it, put it on Facebook, whatever. Do something else with it. It always goes off it is true, Muffin. Always go off. Total blackout in mainland Spain. That is mental. I'm sorry, Alan, but it's not a fire. It's not a fire at a thing, whatever you call it, power station, that's caused a total blackout in Spain. Something fishy going on there, isn't there? Alex is in. Love the Wilson ball. The Wilson ball was one of the first things I ever had that started off my collecting of movie stuff. Belle bought it me, and it kind of got me on. It got the ball rolling on the old collecting. Neil J's in the house. Welcome, Neil. Bloody hell, it must be a slow day in your house. What's your thoughts, Neil, on the Spain and Portugal blackouts? Are you with me on this one? Who else we got in here? Rosie Marsden's in. Welcome to Rosie. Janie says, "Time your health is more important than videos." Absolutely, yeah. Just come back when you're ready. I'm sure you'll be back. We all miss your videos. Flipping Wolf says, "I'm averaging 3 sales a day, but start listings high and randomly reduce them by 25%. It's working good. Still only averaging £15, not in the big leagues, but also bundling up is working." All sounds good to me, that, Wolf. All sounds good. 5 days to get it back on. That's mental. That's mental. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It is really hard to keep plugging away when sales get low. It does affect your sort of mental health and your motivation, I think, more than anything. And of course, when sales are low, it's like, what am I going to make a video about? Like, sales are low. I mean, you could make a video about that, sales being shit and it affecting your mental health. Of course, that could be a video, but it also doesn't motivate you to make videos, because you do sometimes feel like you need to be putting positivity out there and, yeah, I'm having a great time, but that's not the reality, is it? It's not the reality of this job. But Tam's never been afraid anyway to put out what the reality is. I will say that much. When it's bad, it's bad. When it's good, it's good. Pitco says, "I average 5 sales a day. Last couple of days had some nice sales." Excellent, Pitco. Horses for courses. What everybody's situation is different. What's good for somebody is not good for someone else. We all have different situations. Group hug, yeah, definitely. Alex says, "Always find weekends are the best times for sales. We'll always have 20 items plus at the post office Monday morning." That's good, Alex. Dan said, "We only started eBay 12 months ago, so we've had a year of learning what sells and what doesn't. We now know what to buy and where." Perfect. Well, you've done well in 12 months. If you now know what to buy and where to get it from in 12 months, you are sorted. YouTube is very difficult. Averaging 300 views, but push on, Tam. We miss your videos. YouTube is a strange beast. And Flipping Wolf did a video recently about how he feels that if you're not doing drama, you're not getting the views and you're not getting people coming to your channel. And there's probably some truth in that. In fact, there's definitely some truth in it. And it's a real shame because there's a lot of channels who put out good information, good content, but don't necessarily do the drama. And it is a shame that you feel like you have to capture dramatic things or you have to say dramatic things in order for a channel to at least get a click at least. I think half the problem now is also that the YouTube reselling community is quite big. You know, YouTube, you search reseller on YouTube, hundreds and hundreds of channels now. You know, even just a couple of years ago, there wasn't even half the number of channels there is now. So there's a lot of competition out there for viewing time. It's like if you decide you're going to watch some videos on reselling and you search it, then you're competing against all the other people in that list. And therefore, your thumbnails, your titles become very, very, very important. I can't say how important it is now to get the thumbnail and title right because your competition is so high for that viewing time, for that click. It's like, why should I click yours instead of the next person on the list? It's like if I've searched, how do I sell on eBay? There's going to be hundreds of videos come up. You've got to convince somebody to click your one. And that's the difficult thing. And if someone searches car boot sale videos, and there are thousands of videos that come up with car boot sale videos, and someone sees that there's been an incident, there's a big shock, horror, whatever, at a boot sale. Unfortunately, the world we live in right now, with drama clicks, people tend to click on them. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube all promote these kind of dramatic incidents, videos, what's happened next, even on Facebook, you scroll your own Facebook, people that you know and pages that you follow, and all you get is videos that are promoting the click. And we thrive on it. As a whole, the viewing community just thrive on the drama. And there's two things, two types of video you can make on YouTube. In fact, every single video on YouTube comes into two categories. It's either got to be entertaining or it's got to be educational. If your video is neither of those, and this is not aimed at Wolf or anybody in particular, but if your video is not entertaining and it's not educational, the chances are no one is going to click on it, no matter how good your clickbaity title or thumbnail is. It's got to be one of those two things or a combination of both. But I can't think of any videos that don't fit into those two categories. Entertaining, educational. You've got to provide one or the other or both in your video. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the views. Spectrum says, I stay away from drama videos. It's hard to stay away from, though, isn't it? It's human nature to click on a video and when it looks like it's going to be a dramatic one, human nature clicks on it. Curiosity killed the cat. Tam said, I've been doubting myself this year on if I can do this long term. And it's the first time since I started doing this that I felt like that, both YouTube and reselling. But this week has been better. Yeah. Listen, Tam, been there myself. Absolutely been there numerous times. Even earlier this year, Tam, when I had some of the most shocking weeks that I've had in my entire reselling career, even as I've had weeks this year where I've done less than when I first started as a part-timer. I was putting hardly any time or effort into it. I've had some terrible weeks this year. And you do start doubting whether it's worth carrying on, whether you can do it, whether you've got the skills, whether you're in fact any good at it. But Tama, this is not just you, so don't think that you're the only one that doubts yourself. I think we all do at some point. And the good thing is those moments tend to pass, because then when things improve, maybe the week after or the week after that, things improve and then you start believing in yourself again. So, yeah. Life in the First Line says we need 217 subs to hit 1,000. Plenty of big viewer numbers and return views, just not the sub numbers. Nearly there. Neil J, how many reseller people? Most people in here are resellers. It's called Reseller Hot Topics, so it's kind of a clue. And if that's what you mean. But I think there's 104 people watching right now. Probably 90 of them are resellers. Dan said, I'm reminded of my motivation every week when I go into work and it's a total shambles as usual. Freedom working from home is the goal. Yeah. Just keep plugging. You'll get there eventually. Just if you don't have to jump, don't jump until you're ready. Do it in your own time. That's my best bit of advice when in that situation. If you've got a proper job. If you've got one of those jobs, when you're ready to go full-time reseller, do it in your own time rather than be pushed, I would say. Many videos on TikTok about, yeah, lots. Most of the best ones, Neil, are like car boot videos where it's like a short 1-minute video of like people picking up like treasures and good finds at boot sales. They're the ones that tend to do well. There's not many, like if I was just talking to camera now on TikTok, like for a minute and telling you how to be good on eBay or whatever, or that probably won't do that well. But people like the POV stuff. So walking around a charity shop, walking around a car boot, flea market, jumbo sale, whatever. They're the ones that are doing well. Oh, got an itchy nose. What does that mean? Letter in the post. Yes, just on my own tonight, Rob. Welcome. I think it's less than that, Neil, I think it's less than 10 seconds. Probably 5 seconds now. Because when you're scrolling like YouTube, and it auto plays, like without you clicking on it, you can start seeing what's happening on the video without you even clicking on it. And I think it does that on other platforms as well. I think you've got to make those first few seconds like look worthwhile. And that's why I've started doing on my boot sale videos. The first few seconds are almost like the best pickup from the video, or I'll sort of, give a little bit of a trailer of what's to come, and I think that works reasonably well. You do have to make those first few seconds decent. The worst thing you can do to anybody like who makes videos, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do with those first few seconds is put your intro without anything before it. Don't put the intro first, because all people will see when they are scrolling YouTube and they get that auto play bit that only lasts a couple of seconds, all they'll see is your intro and it won't be of interest. So always put something at least before your intro. So yeah, go for that. Try that anyway. It doesn't always work for everybody. What works for one doesn't work for the other. So that's my disclaimer anyway. No, Belle. No, she's having a night off. She's having a rest tonight. I'm going to Liverpool Comic Con this weekend on Sunday. Me and Big Steve, who's in the chat, are going this Sunday. Anyone else going to Liverpool Comic Con? It was kind of a last minute decision. So let us know if you're going. Thank you, Fluffy the Muffin. Yeah, hit the like button. Boom. Ready, steady. I like to watch nice people that provide education, entertainment, and demonstrate good intentions while earning a living, not drama llamas. I've been trying everything. Even had an Easter sale last week, and it did work, but was a huge number of low-value items. It did add up, but packing was horrendous. Yeah. Yeah. You just got to carry on, Tam. You know the answer. You just got to keep plugging away. And I don't need to tell you. That is the answer, is to keep listing and things will turn around. You know, I had like a £200 week, like about a few weeks ago. When I said that I had a terrible week, I had a terrible week. Like a £200 week is, you know, a lot of the time I can, you know, I like to have £200 days, not weeks. So to have that in a week, it's soul destroying, because kind of really affects your entire month then, doesn't it? But yeah, it is soul destroying, but you do have to just keep listing and keep working. It will come back round. It's called grabbers. What does that mean? Wolf says, I find most new reselling channels are fast tracking, using friends of big YouTubers to promote them and getting thousands of subs within weeks. Everybody does things differently, don't they? I think what you have to do with YouTube as well is commit to yourself to being in it for the long haul and keep turning up. Keep turning up is the best thing that you can do, I think. Just keep making those videos, keep turning up. Eventually people will find them. Dan says everybody here needs to keep believing in themselves. I trade the stock market alongside eBay. This is an economy problem, not an eBay problem. Yeah, tell me about the stock market, Dan. I lost 20% on my. I was 42% up on my stocks and shares and stuff. And after the Trump thing, it was down to 22%. So I'd almost halved all my gains. It's slowly creeping back up now. I think it's up to 28, but I'd like to see it be back into the mid 30s at least. But yeah, but again with stocks, you just got to keep. I mean, I'm still buying now when it's low. That's good now because I can buy when it's low, but and then it'll accumulate in a, you know, as it rises again, which it probably will do, hopefully. You know, that lower stock that I kept buying when it was low will come back and be better for me. Chris, what do you think about Forrest Gibbs' white link to Man City? I won't want him for the money that they're asking, if I'm honest. If they're talking about 100 million from him, nah. I think there's probably better options out there. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's worth that much. Tap Peddler Derek said last week before was a terrible week for me, worst ever since reselling. There you go. You see, even the master of reselling, the Tap Peddler Derek, worst ever since reselling. This week's been okay though. But this is, I think we've all had. I think most of us here in the chat have had a really terrible week or two this year. I think it's been so unpredictable. Like I think almost all of us have suffered with some really, really bad weeks. Like almost like a switch off button. Geordie Reseller, welcome to you. Dan's going to an eBay seller convention at Anfield next month. No, there was one there. I like making content, but after hundreds and hundreds of videos, I don't think the channel is going anywhere. I like to see a little growth, but maybe the content. No, I don't think it is that. I mean, all of us here enjoy your content, Tam, but obviously the problem that you have is trying to convince people who are not already following your channel, because all those followers will watch your content religiously because we follow your channel, we subscribe. Therefore, we don't particularly care what content you put out. I'll watch every video that you put out, the same as everybody else that I subscribe to. The challenge in YouTube is convincing somebody who doesn't subscribe to you to click and watch your video. That's the challenging thing. And that's where you have to sometimes get your thinking cap on. And it's hard. It's really hard to get those people to click on your video and watch it. Somebody who doesn't even resell, why would they click on your video? That's the person you've got to try and appeal to. So that's why I always say, like, when you're making your thumbnail and when you're writing your title, don't aim it at the people who already subscribe to you. They're not asked about it. They're going to watch your video whatever happens, right? Most of your subscribers will. You've got to write that title and make the thumbnail for somebody who has no idea who you are and for somebody who has no idea what you do. You've got to try and make them click on it. And if you can do that, that's when you get the viral videos, the videos that start doing really well. Every time you write that title and every time you make that thumbnail, don't do it for your subs. Do it for the people who have no clue who you are. Keep that in your mind, and that's for everybody. And that's what I always try and do when I make. It doesn't always work, don't get me wrong. It's not a complete blueprint, because I sometimes experiment. Like, if I make a thumbnail and write a title and I release a video, and within a couple of hours I can see, you know what, it's 10 out of 10, which basically, that's not good, by the way. That means it's performing 10th out of your most recent 10 videos, which means it's basically the shittest one you've done in 10. If it's there, I will change the title. Like, within a couple of hours, if your video is going to do all right or not. If it's not doing well, I'll change the title and I'll make a new thumbnail. And I'll change it and see if it helps. Anyway, that's my 2 pennies worth. Listen, I'm not always right. You know that. I've told you lot to do some stupid things that have worked out. At the time, it sounds like it's the right thing, and sometimes it's not. So I can only tell you what I try and do and what I've learned by watching other videos. YouTube is a grind. Yeah, as long as you have... Yeah, that is a good point. As long as you're still enjoying it. Because the minute you stop enjoying it, you kind of... comes across in your videos, doesn't it? If you're trying to just force it. Yeah. This is what you call turning a positive into a negative. Buy cheap now. Is there any stock markets you can... I wouldn't recommend anything stock market wise. I don't tend to invest in like individual stocks. I invest in like a range, like a portfolio type thing, so that your risk is lesser. But I'm in no way an expert at all in the stock market. I just put some money in there and it's done quite well up until Trump's tariffs. And Trump's tariffs had a worse effect than COVID. It was worse than COVID. And I panicked during COVID when COVID kicked off and all of a sudden all the stock market crashed and, we all had money wiped off our investments. I was panicking. I thought, shall I just sell up and just cut my losses? But I didn't. And in the end, once COVID had passed, it had gone up massively to 42% gains, which is huge over just a few years. It's a big gain. And then Trump fucking did that. And overnight, within like 2-3 days, it halved all the gains. It'll take a while for that to go back up now as well. It won't go back up the same way it went down. Yeah, I'm hoping for, I've got premium bonds as well. I'm hoping for a big win on those, but it's not been forthcoming. Sometimes I wonder if my number's being left out of that bloody draw sometimes. AI took a big dip down as well. AI took a big dip on that recently. I switched mine to some AI stuff, and yeah, AI took a bashing as well. But I'm sticking with it because I do think that will come back up. Tam, your videos are always fun and engaging. You get great bargains in some of your charity shops. Always good to see what you pick up. Yeah, always amazes me with Tam what he can get in his charity shops. So cheap compared to everyone else. Buy shares and eBay gum. A quick way to lose all your money. It's tough. It's hard, Tam. You just got to like put yourself in someone else's shoes who knows nothing about reselling and knows nothing about you as a person, and try and direct it to them. Ask ChatGPT to help you do it because I use ChatGPT quite a bit, and it can be quite useful in coming up with titles, especially that will appeal to somebody outside the circle, if you like. Ask ChatGPT. You've got to make sure you get your prompt right. If it doesn't quite work, edit the prompt. But you could write a prompt to ChatGPT and send them a picture of your thumbnail. Say, what do you think of this thumbnail? And also you could put, I want this video to appeal to people who have no idea about reselling and don't know who I am. Write me a title, something like that. And it's about buying bargains in charity shops. Write me a title that would be snappy and get people to watch and click, and see what it comes up with. Give them a few little details about what the video is and see if they can give you a good title. You don't always have to take it, obviously. You can tweak it yourself. Sometimes they give you 5 different titles that might work, and you can pick one and see how it goes. I do that sometimes, Alex, though. Sometimes it's the only way that I can get across, like, the shock of something. I do it quite a lot, and it does seem to work sometimes. But what you got to do is when you do like that, a shocked face. You can see I've practiced that quite a lot. When you do that shocked face, you got to have a good little tagline to go with it, or hold something like. And then have what should happen as well. Your thumbnail and your title should complement each other. Like, don't have a thumbnail that says one thing and a title that takes you in a different direction. Each should complement each other, but without copying it. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is just stuff that I've learned as I've gone along on YouTube. Like, I've watched a lot of videos that teaches you about how to perfect your YouTube. And my channel is definitely not perfection. There's people who have flown past me from elsewhere. But I feel like things are a little bit better thumbnail and title-wise than what they used to be. Tap Peddler. I almost died and my video only got 600 views. Wonder what did you... Let's have a look at... let me just see what his thumbnail was. That was a brilliant video. Tap Peddler. And you framed it right as well during the video. So I think the video was good, but it's getting people to click on it, isn't it? Tap Peddler YouTube. There he is. I bet I can't find this bloody video now, can I? Playlist, will it be under there? Barn Vlogs. 49. Oh, shit. Copyright from the Tap Peddler Derek. Where will it be? It's about halfway through, maybe. Barn collapsed. Is it that one? Can't find it, Derek. Is it barn collapsed? I'd have gone seriously dramatic on the thumbnail and the title with that one, but I can't find it. It might be that one, barn collapsed. Let me click on it a minute. Oh, I don't think it's that one. I'm sure it starts. Anyway, I can't find it, but I'd have gone all in on the title and thumbnail on that. Maybe you did. I really enjoyed this. I was just hoping that it was a little bit more closer, like maybe as the wood collapsed off the roof, it just like shaved your head a bit, like just missed your head. You know, I'm only joking. I'm glad you didn't die. Any advice selling some of the strange items I found metal detecting online? Any advice about selling some of the strange items I've found? Yeah, sell them on eBay. Why not? Yes, 12th of May, YouTube are changing the ad stuff a bit. So it might. I'm not convinced we're going to see like massive differences. They're also changing how views are counted on shorts. So now, if you get like an impression instead of a click, I think they count it as a view. Like if you're scrolling and your short starts playing, but without you clicking on it, I think they count that as a view soon. That's happening soon as well. So we might all see views increasing on shorts than what they normally are. Yeah, I've seen that one, John. Yeah, I've seen his crazy number, isn't it? It just shows you, though, what the appetite is for that kind of video. And you know what? Most of the people watching that probably don't even go to car boots and probably don't even know what reselling is. Most of the people are just there to see the fight. Dig says, buy when there's a dip. Yeah, definitely. Keep buying. Dan says, I've still got the brand new £200 tracksuit that someone ordered on my credit card. My bank removed the sale from my bill. I will give it another month and then put it on Vinted. That's mad, isn't it? It's really weird how that happened, isn't it? Really weird. Ian says, the reality of April rip-off utility price rises has had a huge effect. As soon as the public get over the shock, sales will... Yeah, probably, Ian. Yeah. Buy gold in coins, don't pay tax on coins. I'm not sure I'm that brave. I only dabble, really. I mean, I dabble quite a lot, but, you know, I don't. Jeff says, a radio station here in the States replaced their on-air DJ with an AI. Nobody noticed. I can totally believe that, Jeff. Spectrum says, I use ChatGPT for my Toy Fair videos and helps me structure them more fluently. Yeah. I pay for ChatGPT now. I'm using it that much in different areas. Reselling, I'm using it. This is for another video. I mean, we'll do another live maybe next week or the week after and we'll talk about what I use AI for. I use it for reselling. I use it for YouTube. I use it for everyday stuff. Me and Bella are having a conversation about something. I say, just ask ChatGPT. Needs a snappier name though, doesn't it? It's a bit of a mouthful. You're still. I'm not that bloody young, Dan. I'm not that young. 37. Does the YouTube face actually work though? Everyone I have ever talked to hates them. But Tam, this is where you got to change your mindset, right? Listen. What did I say before? You're making that thumbnail not for all the people that say I hate them. You're making it for the people that are scrolling YouTube, wondering what to watch. Never heard of reselling. Never heard of Tam. You're making that thumbnail for them. They're the ones who you want to click on it, not all the other resellers. You're making it for Joe Blogs, who's never watched your channel before. And if that takes one of these faces with a big exclamation mark next to it, if it takes one of those to get that person to watch, that's what you got to do. To a certain extent, keep it relevant, keep it real, but make the most out of it. Sophie is the queen. Dan said we had a good day in Scotland today. We filled 2 bags of new stock from the charity shops. Very nice. 2 bags. Depends what size bags they were. Were they bin bags? Oh, I love Detectorists. Love it. That program's brilliant. John says eBay's killing its own platform with buyer protection fees and simple postage. Buyers will not pay these extra charges, so looking elsewhere. This affects business and private sellers. I totally agree with you, John, there. Totally agree. The changes that are being directed at private sellers, normally it's business sellers that are a victim to all this stuff. But this time it's private sellers, but it affects everybody. Because less people on the platform means less people buying and less people selling is a vicious downward spiral. Don't like it. It's already changed and it's already started. Vinyl Nuts. I've already been getting auto feedback, so that's good. And it does contribute towards your score. We need to talk about boot sales in a minute. I've just realised we've been jabbering on about stuff for an hour. We've not even talked about the main topic. So we'll get onto that in a minute. Luckily, Belle's not here, so she doesn't know how long we're going to be on here tonight. But she'd already been calling for the duck race by now. Yeah, feedback's already changed. I'm a professional gambler. I have a YouTube channel, and if I just write Grand National Tips on my title, I get 7,000 views. Yeah, I can believe it. People searching for that kind of stuff. Let's get to the bottom of the chat, and then we'll talk about boot sales. Deborah Sardine said it's irritating down here in Cornwall at the car boot stall selling those eBay return bags. It's all an absolute sham, that. It's an absolute con. Just a scam. Is the VA up to speed? Yeah, back up to speed again. Yeah, doing all right. Mine just comes up automatically. You can filter it so that you can only see what auto feedbacks you've had, but mine just comes up in the entire list. I think by default it comes up in the list, and if you can like reduce that down to auto only. Right, let's talk about boot sales, guys. I put the title as boot sales are back in full swing, which has been good this year, because it feels like this year the boot sales are back and a lot earlier than last year. Now, I think that might just be because of the weather. I think my local boot sale at Rill didn't start till quite late because we seem to be getting a lot of rain, and when the fields are too muddy, they just don't put them on. So I feel like the boot sales have started a little bit earlier. Certainly, mine's been going for at least a month, and they've been quite good as well. This boot sale just gone that I went to on Sunday, I spent £243. There is a video coming out, even though it won't have actual boot sale footage in it. But I spent a lot, bought a lot of stuff, and it was very, very busy. But here's what I'm noticing in the few boot sales I've been to already this year, and it kind of meets the prediction that I gave earlier in the year, that there seems to be a lot more people selling, but a lot of people are asking higher prices. I'm walking away from a lot of prices at the moment, and it feels like more than normal. It might just be my own head. It might be in my head. I'm not saying it's definite, but it might be like a self-fulfilling prophecy, whatever you call it. But it feels like I'm leaving stuff behind at the moment because people are asking like eBay prices or close to eBay prices for stuff. And that's probably because they were selling it on eBay. They've quit eBay, or they're reducing their eBay because they're worried about the HMRC stuff. And I do think we are going to see that all year until this whole thing settles down. People start dribbling back to eBay when they realize it's not as bad as what they thought. So I'm seeing that. I'm not seeing really an increase in competition from fellow resellers buying at boot sales. Certainly at my local one, I feel like it's roughly the same people there, same faces I'm seeing, same sort of numbers. My local boot sale is £5 for early entry. So it's not like every Tom, Dick and Harry will pay that. There's even a lot of resellers who won't pay the £5, and they would rather come in a couple of hours later at 9 o'clock instead of 7, and just pay £1 to get in. Logically, that doesn't make any sense to me, but it's everyone each to their own. But I don't feel like competition has increased, but I definitely feel like prices have, and I feel like more people are selling. So yeah, I think it's been a really good start to the boot sale season, and long may it continue. Because the great thing about the boot sales is it gives us that variety in stock to sell. Something that you don't get even from charity shops. You don't get from buying wholesale stuff online. You just don't get that variety of stock that you can find at a boot sale. That's the perfect thing about it. So I was trying to get to at least one boot sale a week, just so that I can bring in some sort of variety of stock. I mean, this weekend that I've just been to a boot sale, I bought clothing, a ton of trainers. I bought a metal detector. Talking about the detectorist, metal detector I bought, only a basic one. I bought a skateboard. I bought mugs. I bought toys. I bought anime. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you can pick up at boot sales that you can't normally get from other sources. So that's my 2 pennies worth on the boot sales. Put your comments in the chat. How are you finding your boot sale? Do you feel like it started a bit earlier this year with the good weather? And are you finding that prices seem to be a bit higher than what they should be? Are people just trying to reach a bit higher, trying to earn a bit more money? Or is this a direct result of people quitting eBay, quitting Vinted because they're worried about the HMRC thing? Right, I'm just checking through the chat. Vinyl Nuts says, strange car boot this week. Everything I bought cost 50p and I got some excellent stuff. Well, you've just debunked everything I've said, Nuts. Everything you bought, 50p. I don't think, right, I spent £243. I'm starting to lose my voice. I've been talking that long. Normally I've got Belle to sort of do after work. I mean, she does more than half because she rabbits on a lot. I think she's asleep. You're all right. I'm clear. Spent 243 quid at a boot. Nothing was 50p. In fact, I can consult my blue book. I'm pretty sure nothing I bought was 50p. It's all £5, £15, £5, £3, £5, £18, £4, £4, £4, £4, £4, £4, £6, £5, £15, £10. What? There's a couple of £1. Nothing less than £1 at this weekend's car boot. Oh, Jeff got his mug. Jeff, I'll read your message in a bit. Jeff has received his mug, which is good. If you want a mug and a coaster, there's a link below the video for official Car Boot Chris merch. Let's see. Got a few of them eBay return bags from the boot sale and opened them on a YouTube video to call them out for what they're just scammers. People that do this are just scammers. I don't know why people go mad over them. It's like they'll pay like, what are they, like £3 or something, like £3 for a mystery crap bag full of absolute bullshit, or 2 for a £5, and yet some poor sod who's actually selling some half decent stuff from their own house, they'll haggle them down from £1 to 50p for that, but they're willing to pay £3 for a bunch of shit in that they don't even know what it is. That's what annoys me with those people. Becoming a lot more like flea markets near the Spectrum flipper. Deborah Sardine says, our car boots are getting ridiculous. Some people are asking more for an item than I would ask at a big fair. Week after week, their stalls look the same. They can't sell it. I'll tell you what I do notice. You know, if you go back to a boot sale more than maybe 2 weeks in a row, you do start seeing the same stuff from the same sellers. That's when I start, like, I might do like 2 weeks at one car boot, my local one at Real. Probably do it for 2 weeks. I'll go somewhere else then for a week, and then I'll come back again, because it does feel like you need a bit of a rest from those people. Allow them to shift some more stock and then come back another week. I think if you keep going back, sometimes it can be like that. Unless your boot sale is absolutely huge. I mean, Real is pretty big, to be fair. On a good day, it is big. So it's not as bad for that. But there are some where you keep going back. Same people there selling the same stuff because it's too overpriced. Ready Steady says maybe the car boot prices will drop as the season matures. I've noticed a dip in marketplace prices in the last week as more private sellers start their annual declutter. Interesting. ANPR got a couple of decent bits at the boot sale. That's good to hear. Chris says, I've noticed a couple of YouTubers have been asked not to film at boots. That may spread as the season goes on. Yeah, I think it's happening more and more. It is happening. Which YouTubers have been asked not to film? Chris, do we know the names? Basil Brush, I feel like people are not happy with eBay changes and it's affecting sales. So people are looking at other ways to sell. Absolutely, totally true. 100% true. There's a lot of people in that boat. Prices are higher, and also loads of eBay sellers have stalls asking eBay prices. Yeah, I'm experiencing the same. I think it's going to be the same across the country. In one way, it's good because we're going to see more people at boot sales, but in the second way was people are going to be asking higher prices on that stuff. eBay are listed on the stock market. If they keep making mistakes and the share price goes down, the top people will lose millions. It's in their interest for eBay. Oh, yeah. It absolutely is in their interest to keeps sales coming in. Absolutely. That's when they make their money, when people sell stuff. What's in the bags? Yeah, just junk. Absolute junk. It's not even, they're not returns stuff. It's just fake labels, a load of junk inside, worthless. Ricky Resells was asked not to film. Wow. Ricky was one of them. I think John pointed out a sign not to film. Maybe it was another YouTuber. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of luck with car boots. Absolutely. Jeff said, we binge watched all the Detectorist show recently. Nobody noticed Lance and Andy in the chat earlier. Oh. Was that you, Jeff, in the chat? I saw someone called Andy. Oh, was that you? The pennies just dropped. You know what, Jeff? I was ignoring that Andy person because I thought he was just a troll. This happens quite a lot when Jeff makes up accounts. I was ignoring him because he was putting some weird comments in, so I just left him. I didn't think for 1 minute that was you. You totally fooled me. Totally agree with you on how people haggle real sellers. I heard someone ask if they could pay 10p on something, they'd be told, tell you what, that would infuriate. We're actually selling at a boot sale this coming weekend. We're doing a boot sale. Steve and Lana from Life in the First Lane, who are in the chat, are going to come up to Rill, hopefully, and we're going to both sell at the boot sale. So if any of you come into Rill this weekend, come and see us on Saturday morning at the boot sale, because we're both selling. And if anyone asks me for 10p on a 20p item, I'll tell them where to stick it. But there won't be anything for sale for 20p anyway. The lowest I will sell something at a boot sale is 50p. I don't think it's fair to sell anything for less than 50p. You can go stick it if you want anything less than 50p. I'm not a troll, neither am I. Bloody hell, Jeff, how many accounts do you have? Oh, that's why Tam said that earlier. I thought it was a random comment to make. Vinyl says Cambridge car boot is strange. There's so much money in Cambridge. It is always the best one to go to. So much stuff some weeks. Cambridge. I have to remember if I'm ever in that neck of the woods. eBay are busy firefighting, making money from sellers, but they haven't even noticed they're also losing buyers. I'm sure they have noticed. At the end of the day, right, their stats, their back-end stats must tell them that people are leaving the platform. It must tell them people are leaving the platform. It must tell them that people are not spending as much money as they were. They must be able to see that. They surely have minute level stats that will tell them all that information. Yeah, 2p to 1p. Yeah, put a sign up saying your cat needs an operation, your car boots to fund it. Yeah. There you go. Would love to know eBay's stats last month. So there you go. Boot sales are back, and they do seem to have started with a bang. I've had a couple of really cracking weeks. Yes, I definitely feel like I've had to pay up for things, but as long as there is still some fair profit in there, I'm not too worried, because it's the variety of stock that I'm really interested in. Like when you watch this weekend's video, when I put it out, the amount of trainers that I got, I can't remember how many pairs of trainers and shoes I picked up. It's abnormal. I don't think I bought that many in one boot sale. Probably spent, 60, 70, 80 pound on trainers, or trainers and shoes. A lot of that. So yeah, look out for that one. It's more of a haul video, but there's a little bit of footage of me at the boot sale, but not at the boot sale, if you like. Kind of just like in and out the van and showing you what I got, and then I'll do a haul at the end. That's what I'm going to do with this one. I felt like it was too good a boot sale for me not to do a haul on it, because I was really pleased with everything that I picked up. Well, most things. There might have been something in there I wasn't pleased about, but I'm going to leave that for you to wait and see what that was about. Belle's Cozy Corner's in. Hi, Belle. $2 is my magic flea market price. If any seller says an item is $2 or less, I just pay it, no haggling. I think that's a fair thing to do, Jeff. I don't haggle on anything. Like I also have a similar rule. I think we've talked about this on the podcast, haven't we? I have a similar rule where I will not haggle on anything that's £1 or less. If someone says something's £2 and I'm like a plush toy, if they say it's £2, and I even haggled yesterday on something that was £2, I might say, will you take £1? Because I just think, well, it's worth £1, but is it worth £2? But if someone says something's £1, I will not offer them 50p. I don't think you'll ever hear me offer someone 50p on a £1 item. I just don't. Bell says, I've noticed prices on Vinted are getting higher now and not as much negotiation. I've noticed this, Bell, as well. I'm not buying half as much stuff on Vinted as what I used to especially to resell as well. Even to buy for myself, I've not bought as much stuff as I did last year. And I think that was a natural thing to happen, because as the platform has grown, now it's obviously flooded with pro sellers as well now. Another reason to hate resellers who've ruined Vinted now as well as everything else. I think as pro sellers come on, prices drive up a little bit. I think that was always going to happen. It was never going to stay cheap forever. And people start realizing what their items are worth. But yeah, I've noticed the same. I'm not spending anywhere near as much as I did on Vinted as what I used to on there. Yeah, the reason they're copying Vinted is in the reaction to lost buyers. Yeah. Oh, eBay are copying Vinted a lot in a lot of aspects. Peter Ray said, got the extra car boot day on Monday, the 5th of May. That's a bank holiday, that one, isn't it? We'll be going to a good car boot, which is first one of the season. Not doing Saturday and Sunday as birthday, Saturday the 3rd. You'll have to remind me next Monday to do your birthday thing, Peter. Yeah, I forget we've potentially got extra boot sales this week coming, haven't we? She did, Dan. She did. She did. I will wander off. Definitely, I will go for a wander and probably buy some stuff. So she will be left in charge. But if it goes for 50p, it goes for 50p. There's nothing like, well, there will be some decent stuff, but she knows. She knows the value of stuff. And I trust her judgment. They can be, Kez. Yeah, sometimes they are as busy. Cheryl says, Chris, do you imagine carrying on with this for the foreseeable? Do you mean for the foreseeable? Yes, I do. Yeah, I don't see myself doing anything else for the foreseeable future. Definitely. Yeah, it's my full-time. It's full-time living. I cannot imagine myself going back to a regular job. I really can't. I can't see what else I'd do. I mean, I'm useless to anybody now. I'm completely de-skilled. I don't know what I would have to offer someone anymore. And plus, I feel like I've been my own boss now for quite a while. Maybe not as long as some people, but you kind of get into that mode of just working to your own rules rather than somebody else's, Craig says, if it's a fair price, I don't haggle, and sub £1. Yeah. Definitely not. If someone says something's a pound, either take it or leave it. I'd never offer somebody 50p. Deborah says you get charged £1 per person to enter your car boots. Depends what boot sale you're going to, Deborah. My local one is £5 early entry. You get a full 2 hours before the public come in. Like, it's actually 2.5 hours if you wanted to be here dead on time. But I normally get here 2 hours early. And then it's a pound entry after that at 9 o'clock. But it depends. Some are free, some are £1, some are £2. You know, they're all different. Monday 26th is a bank holiday as well. Ah, nice one, Peter. Yeah, I forgot about that one. The website looks great, Dan, but it's hard. Like, the SEO has not been done, so it's almost impossible to get any traffic. I've got traffic going to the website, just not very much. So I don't know whether I'm going to continue with it, Dan. I've put a lot of effort into it, a lot of time, but it's also like, to get your website noticed, especially with Shopify, you've got to pay for this, pay for that, pay for this add-on, pay for that add-on, pay for this app and that app. It starts adding up, and it's no longer like a £5 website anymore. It's like £50 a month website, or it's £100 a month website. It's not. I'm already like, I'm paying the Shopify £5. I'm on the £5 level at the moment. In fact, no, I had to upgrade it because it didn't have certain features. So I think it's like £10 a month for Shopify. I've had to pay an extra £10 a month to do the eBay synchronization from eBay. I've got another app that I'm having to pay for as well. So it's adding up already, and nobody's even coming to my website because the SEO is not done. And this is the difficult thing about websites, and it's kind of what I feared before I started, that it's going to be too hard to do. It's going to be too hard to maintain, and too time consuming and too costly. All these adverts you see that it shows someone setting up a Shopify for £5 a month in 2 minutes, and all of a sudden you're getting sales. It's bullshit. And the thing is, and I said it in the Discord, Dan, I knew this before I embarked on this, because I've been here before where I've tried a Shopify in the past and it didn't work for almost the same reasons. But I thought this time, because I was aiming at a single category, I thought it might be easier to be noticed, but it's not. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put too much further effort. I might try and do some of the SEO. ChatGPT has helped a lot with like keywords, SEO and stuff like that, and what to fill in certain things. But I don't know whether I'm better off just cutting my losses. I've not really plowed a huge amount of money into it so far. It's only been up like a month or so. So it's not cost me loads, but it's cost me time. And I'm not sure whether to carry on with it or not. So at the moment, I'm 50-50 whether to carry on with it. I'm not sure it's going to be worth it. It looks great. I've got the logos. I've done everything as professional as I can. I even bought a domain name. That's another thing. I bought a domain. Luckily, I only did it for a year. So it's only like £12 or something, £10 lost. You know, it's not a big deal. You know, I even did that because I thought I like to do things right from the start, but all the work you have to put in to get your website noticed on Google and stuff is very, very time consuming. Yeah, foreseeable. It's you de-skill very quickly, Scott. You do de-skill very quickly. And I don't think I'd want to go back to a normal job. Unless if somebody came to me, I've said this in the past, if I got a job offer, if I was headhunted, and I don't know why anybody would headhunt me, but if someone like in a job that was kind of to do with reselling headhunted me and said, "We think you'd be good for this role," I would never dismiss something like that out of hand. Like, I've always said, if eBay came to me and offered me a top job at eBay, you know, who knows? You can never say never to anything, because you never know what's around the corner. You never know what the tide is going to wash in. So if that happened, but I can't see myself like applying for a job of any kind at the moment. I just can't see that happening. Jeff says, over 50, I feel like I've become essentially unhireable. Nobody wants to hire an old man. Elder discrimination. But Jeff, you can just go and work with Tracy in the cafe and you'd have a lovely time just serving coffees and stuff. Just go and do that. You could do that. You could go and run the next coffee shop in the franchise or in the whatever, in the next one in the next town or whatever. Pitco says a lot of people are putting postage on instead of free post because of all the changes in post prices. But on the flip side, it's slowing their sales. I found that free post and paid postage doesn't really matter that much. And I've done both to great length. I did free post for several months. And all I found was the only thing it affected for me, free post, was my own pocket. And that's why I stopped doing it. And it's not really, I don't really feel like it's had any negative effect putting prices back on it. My boot sales have been going strong for a month. Weather driven, yeah. Prices are mixed. What I have noticed is lots of sellers with tables and rails full of fakes. Ooh, lots of fakes going around. Yeah, don't talk to me about fakes. Oh, there you go. Jeff says, nice packaging and branding on my shipment from your new web zone. Yeah, it might be the only thing that I ever sell on that website, Jeff. You might be my only sale before it shuts down. That could be your claim to fame. Can you sell secondhand stuff on TikTok Shop? I don't know, actually, the answer to that, Kez. I don't know. Flip and Phil, you'd be surprised at your value to an employer. Startup businesses love taking on entrepreneurs. Fleek would be a great example. Silicon Valley back today to seek entrepreneur experience. Maybe. I'm kind of being facetious when I say that I'm not of value to somebody. I know that I would be of good value to somebody in the right role. But sometimes you feel like if you've been out of the loop for a while, you do feel like just like self-doubt, isn't it? It's a bit like what Tam was saying earlier. You do doubt yourself as to what value you give, but you know really that, I would have a lot to give in the right job, a lot of experience. Jeff, I don't understand what I mean. I know you're staying because you've got your you'll have your pension and everything, which is worth a hell of a lot. But after that, wouldn't you just go and like join Tracy's business? Wouldn't she let you do it? I bet she didn't want you to go work for her, do you? Do you, Tracy? You don't want Jeff going working for you, do you? Have him cleaning tables off and washing up. Have him doing that. Oh, John, Luke and Charlotte, I'm back on YouTube. That's good. Don't know how they have time for it, to be honest. Me and Stacey commented, you are a good presenter. Oh, thank you, Wolf. Thanks, Scott and Stacey. Zebu, I didn't know we were live today. Zebu, where have you been all your life? It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Of course we're live. Oh. At that point, actually, just before I forget, I need to say a big thank you to all our channel supporters, all our VIP members. They're all going across the screen. Many of you are in the chat right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining the VIP membership. It's $2.99 a month, and the main benefit of that is to come and join our exclusive Discord membership. And it's not a Discord about giving leads and stuff like that. Sometimes we do shared good deals that we see, but that's not the aim of it. It's about having a community of like-minded people that are motivated to be there and help each other. It's not a leads Discord that you hear about. So thank you to everybody who's part of that. You can see all their names here, all lots of great people and always willing to help each other out. So thank you all for being part of the Discord and the membership. I've lost my last comment. Where's it gone? That's mad. It's completely gone. Are you self-taught? You have so many ideas and ways of managing your money and investing. Just self-taught, Cheryl. I've always been a bit savvy with money. And just being savvy with money does not mean you're tight. Even though some people in the chat will say, oh, Chris is a tight get. I am not tight. I am savvy, is what I like to think of myself as being savvy. Kind of the money that I have, I like to make it work for me in some way, even if it's just earning a little bit of interest in an account. I'd rather it do that than do nothing. And yeah, I think you have to think a little bit to the future as well. Not too far into the future, because who knows where we'll be, and might even be dead before then. And I'm sorry if that triggers anybody, but it's the truth. Anyone could go at any moment. So I think about the future, and I make my money work for the future, but I also make sure that it's accessible now as well. I wouldn't want to, like, for example, I wouldn't want to tie up my money and earn a few extra percentages of interest, but therefore tie it up for 10 years. I would not do that, because you never know when I might need that money. So I think you have to be savvy about what you do. And like using just simple things like using cashback sites to earn extra money on purchases that you're going to make anyway. You know, free money. It's free money. You just got to be savvy, especially in this day and age. Yeah, nuts. Your own websites never work, Chris. Tried one for years, only works for big companies. Yeah, you've just got to have the money and the time to invest into it. So, yeah, I think it's probably going to be a failed experiment, that one. And I kind of knew it, but I was keen to try, because I was focusing on one category, like the sports jerseys. I thought it might have been easier when it came to all the SEO and everything. I could, would be the same keywords. I thought it might have been easier, but it's not. And it's not cheap either. Shopify's are not cheap, despite the adverts that tell you it's £1 a month or £5 a month. It's bullshit. There's so many add-ons that to even make the website work, it's bullshit. Okay, Pitco, I've got your message. Thank you, mate. Thank you. You can order, Keith. There's a link below. I don't know if you can see it. Can everyone see that link that takes you to the website where you can order the merch? You can use that link if you want, Keith. It's only like 2% I have to pay. It's not like eBay. It's not like eBay fucking percentages. Anyway, thank you to all our VIP members. I'm going to take you off the screen right now, but I appreciate everybody. Yes, the two Steves were back last week. Movie chats are back. I'm kind of half in the workforce, half out. Need to step my game up. It's designer clothes that's my Achilles, and keep getting faulty electronics. Notice these two lines that are the money earners. Kind of comes with the territory a little bit. You just got to try and minimize the losses, really. Linlin, member for 10 months. Thank you, Linlin. That's brilliant. And get well soon, of course. The link is below, Keith. You should see a shop link below. Just utilize that if you like. I've been working behind the scenes at Bad Cat since its inception, picking heavy things up and moving them. Ian says, good thing about using buyer pays post is that buyer protection does not include postage in its calculation, so buyer protection fee is less. Oh, interesting, Ian. I didn't realize that. Thanks for clarifying that. Pitco 13 months. Thank you, Pitco. Oh, here we go. Tracy's in. I would definitely hire Jeff to work for me when he retires, but I think he has a bright future reselling on eBay. He has a great eye for very profitable items. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I think he might do a bit of that. Maybe he could do both. Do a little bit of a side hustle in reselling at the flea markets and just clear some tables for you, Tracy. Plenty of Canada Goose, I know. Yeah, and there might be another one this weekend. Look out for it this weekend on the video. The Crazy's life. How's it going? I'm good, thank you. Scott says, just like to have you brought 125 people together tonight. That's a skill. Thank you, Scott. I do appreciate it. I'm losing my voice now, so I think it's time to get on with the duck race. Thanks, Ready Steady. Really aren't tight, Chris. Your bell said that you are so tight that your ass squeaks when you walk. Nice. I'm actually people think I'm tight, but I'm actually I consider myself to be actually quite a generous person, but it's generous in the right circumstances. I don't just throw my money around at people, but under the right circumstances, I can be quite generous. Peter Ray's been a member for 2 months. Thank you, Peter. One of our newer members. Jason said, I've just listed a great advertising item, Chris. Let me know what you think about my photos, please. Vintage Gossage dry soap original wooden box advertising. Oh, okay, I'll have a look afterwards because I'm about to do the duck race. I'll take a photo. I'll have a look. Take a photo of your description there. In fact, I'll have a look now for you because then you can have some feedback straight up, can't you? All right, let's go on eBay. Let's have a quick look for you. Where's this thing gone? Oh. Vintage Gossage dry soap. Vintage Gossard dry soap. What was the rest of it? Original wooden box advertising. Let's do the whole thing. That'll probably narrow it down. Original wooden box advertising. No exact matches. Can't find it. Says no matches on that. Vintage. Oh, Gossage. I've written it wrong. AGE. No matches. It's not coming up with anything there, Jason. Not coming up with anything. Just give me what's your username? That'll be the easiest thing. I can just search your username. Cheers, Pitco. Thanks, Keith. Member for 32 months. Wow, Santa. Well done. 240 days until Christmas. Eesh. I'm just looking forward to a nice summer. Vinyl Nuts. I was offered a job last week as a chef and I'm 70. Wow. Are McDonald's still looking for staff? Thank you, Angel Delight. Did someone say ducks? Chris is not tight. He feeds the ducks. Yes. Treasure finds. Treasurefinds.86. Oh, right. Gossamer dry soap. Okay. Okay, let's try that one. Gossamer dry soap. That's not coming up either. Gossamer dry soap. Are we searching the right thing? Gossage. All right, okay. Gossage. Be here all night with this, won't we? Someone's sending me on a wild goose chase here. Never mind duck race. Being sent on a bloody wild goose chase here. All right, Treasure Finds 86. I've got it. I finally got it. See, I wrote all that title that you've put in there. I wrote that in a search and it didn't come up with anything. That's weird, isn't it? $149.99. That's a lot, isn't it? Is that what they're worth, these? I don't think I've ever sold one of these. Let's have a look at your photos. That was what you wanted, wasn't it? Photos look nice and bright. You've got close-up details of all the bits of wear and stuff. Patina, isn't it? Patina. Looks good to me. I don't think there's anything wrong with those photos. So look at your description. Hi, I'm selling. I don't think you need that at the start of your description. I know this is being very, very picky. Hi, I am selling. I don't think you need that. You could just start with the title. Condition, please take a look at all photos. Also, the item will be good as a prop. You've not put prop in the title. Jason, put prop in the title. Put TV movie prop in the title or the item specifics. So you're definitely missing a good keyword there. Also, your title, Jason, make sure you put a capital V in and a capital A. So vintage and advertising need capital letters. That's just like an OCD thing from my point of view. But I would fill up your keywords there. TV movie prop. Put that in the title. But your photos are fine. Where's your item specifics? Yeah, and just make sure all your item specifics are maximized. There you go. That's my live feedback. Oh, we've still got Derek's video there. He's had an extra view off me tonight on that one. Okay. Yeah, utilize the condition box as well. Final notes. What's your best viewed video, Chris? I'll tell you right now. I've got a feeling it's still, I think it's still Goats in Trees, to be honest with you. Pretty sure it is. Let's have a look. I can tell you what my best viewed reselling video is as well, if you like, if that's what you're more leaning towards. Let's go to the channel. Videos. Popular. Best viewed video is Strange But True, Goats Climbing and Falling from Trees. 281,000 views on that. The best reselling loosely related video. Best reselling related video features Fix It Frida, and it's Frida the Fixer, Toy Story 2 parody, where she's repairing a plush for me. That's 122,000 views. That's my best reselling related. But the actual best car boot video is the wanker video. Oh, and that's got 96,000 views on that one. Other well-performing videos are how to contact every 82,000 views, 60-second tips on pit-to-pit measurements, 57,000 views on that. That's mental. Boot sale scumbags, 46,000 views. £1 for the lot, 42,000 views. Fix It Frida features in another video. I think people like Fix It Frida. How to fix a Build-A-Bear sound box, 34,000 views on that one. There's a bail opening video that I did once for some random reason, got 31,000 views on a bail opening. I mean, I don't think I would get that now. They're the ones that stick out. Best boot sale in Wales, 20,000 views. I've got some good viewing videos, that's for sure. I'd like to see a few more of the reselling ones hit those heights, but there you go. It's like I said before, it's a crowded marketplace. Yeah, 281. Crazy, isn't it? That 1 minute video. Fix It Frida for the win. I know. Need to get Frida on everything. Yeah, I know, Lisa. Yeah, it's finished now, that one. I just leave it up. People still watch it and comment. Just leave it there. I'm not taking it down. It's still earning me money, that. People comment, it don't work anymore. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like 3 years old. What do you expect? Vinyl Nuts, mine's how to get free packaging for shipping your vinyl records, CDs, and other stuff. 43,000 views. That's impressive, Nuts. That's an impressive view count on that kind of video, that. Best boot sale video for Flipping Wolf, 5,400. That's still a good number. When I got robbed, and 8,800 on the Toy Fair. Still nice view numbers. Oh, thank you, Keith. You're the second person to ever order from my website. Still haven't sold anything that the purpose of the website was built for. Typical, isn't it? We're still going, Kez. We're still going, but we're going to do the duck race in a minute. That's probably what you're waiting for. Coming up this week, before we do the duck race, I'm doing Whatnot Wednesday. We're having a Whatnot show this Wednesday night. Loads of cool stuff. Seriously, I've got some great items. Loads of fun. I've got some Funko games. You know those games that I picked up in Chester, the Funko ones? I'm going to do them on Whatnot. See if we can generate some interest in those. I've got some cool plushes, and so a few other bits. Loads of toys and stuff. So Whatnot Wednesday this week. Need to clear through some stock. The podcast that was meant to be today with That's Flipping Retro, Alexis and Jen, that was going to be on today at 1 o'clock. But I had a late cancellation because one of the girls was poorly. So we had to cancel that today. So that podcast is going to be rescheduled to next week. And that's going to be the last podcast of this series. So look out for that one. And we'll have a video out of the weekend again. I've told you a little about what to expect. It's a car boot haul, £243 worth of stuff, £1,000 worth of profit coming from that haul. Profit and not necessarily, well, after offers and stuff. But yeah, I'm aiming for £1,000 worth of profit on that. So that'll be the weekend video probably. So yeah. And a big thank you to Dorothy Watkinson. Are you here, Dorothy? Dorothy Watkinson provided the duck race prize for tonight. We've got a bag of jelly beans, which you know me. You are extremely lucky that bag is still intact. Very, very tempted to eat those before now. And Orville, I forgot his name there. Orville, it's a money bank. And he's got the stopper. It could be worth a little bit, him. So that is tonight's duck race prize. Don't forget, if you want the mug, if you want a mug and coaster merch, there is not many of these left now. There's not many left. there is a link to the shop below this video somewhere. You'll see a little link to the shop. Click that. You can buy it. It's an automated process. Pay for it on your card. I'll ship it out on, what's today? I'll ship it out Wednesday. And you'll have it maybe by the end of the week if you're lucky. Let's get on with the duck race. I'll just have a quick scan of the final comments before the duck race. Let's have a look. Penguin Gate. No, Penguin Gate is not up there. I don't think Penguin Gate is in the top 10, but it's up there somewhere. Tam says 8.5K video in a second is 4.2. Still good numbers though, Tam. Good numbers. What time's Whatnot? It's going to be 6:30 on Wednesday night for Whatnot. We've got some great stuff coming up on Whatnot on Wednesday. Definitely some great items. Jeff's got one video with 788,000 views. That is awesome, Jeff. Not monetized. Oh, that's a killer. Probably could have made some good money on that. Cheers, Jason. Thanks for your help. Just noticed my spelling and title was incorrect. I didn't see a spelling mistake, so well done. Nice one. Cheeky offer. Get in there. Oh, Ready Steady Retro for the win. I hope Ready Steady Retro wins because I really want those jelly beans. Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Fingers crossed tonight's Orville's coming here. I ate that duck. Right, okay, let's go. Let's see. How many ducks? We've only got 53 ducks in the race tonight. Quite a low number, really, that. People getting fed up with the duck race again. We're only in April. If you're watching this, you're wondering how to enter the duck race. All you have to do is when tonight's show is finished, just come back to the stream on the channel. Find tonight's video because it'll be there after the event. And you just need to make a comment on it. And then you'll be entered into next week's duck race where there'll be a whole new prize to win. Here we go. Share screen, duck race, share. Let's make sure we are sharing properly. Yes, we are. Are we ready, guys and girls and ducks? All right. Fed up, it's holiday season. People just forget to enter. I know. Oh well. Good luck, everybody. From Emsden, here we go. And the ducks are off again. Here we go. And it's a close race at the front here. It looks like a load of naked ducks. All flying off from the start. All naked ducks. Jamie D, Sarah B, 49 Toddy. All naked ducks. And they've petered off a bit now as the pack starts to spread out. Ian G, Karen Evans at the front. Sarah B still there. Shabba at the top as well. Frey Andy Bentos as well. We've got Angel Delight. We've got Resell for Rescue. Lemmy Sugget. And yeah, it's all pretty close. Lisa as Dracula Duck has come up now. Pretty much third place. Angel Delight with a naked duck now leading the pack. Dizzy J in second place. Ali Evans third. And Lisa fourth. It's pretty close though, as per usual. With a minute left on the clock, we're halfway through this race. Simon Elliott's come up on there. Rosie Marsden's there as well. Disney Rich. Richard Payne. Heavenly Boots. It's all very, very packed tightly. AMPR is up. Brett Holt now leading the race. If we turn towards the back of the pack, who's floundering? Who's definitely not winning this race? Pitco's had it. Deborah Sardines doing absolutely nothing there. You think a sardine would be doing well in this. Simon Elliott floundering. Karen Evans moving towards the back. Emsden got no chance whatsoever. Peter Ray just sitting there, just plodding along in the middle of the pack. And Dan's now coming towards the front. Who's leading? We've got Lincoln Seller leading with the green duck. 15 seconds to go. The pack splits. It's all starting to get a bit close towards the end. Andy Bentos, Dave Weeks is in first place. Second place, Simon Elliott. Ali Evans has come through the middle. Ali Evans is going to win this. Yes, Ali Evans wins the duck race with the purple heart duck. Well done, Ali Evans. You have won Orville and the jelly beans. They are yours. They're coming your way. Make sure you send me a message, Ali, and I'll get those in the post on Wednesday for you. Send me a message. Send me your address. Ali Evans wins. Is that the first win this year for Ali? I think it possibly is. Anyway, well done. Let's turn this music off or we'll go nuts. Here we go. There we go. And there you go. That is this week's duck race done. Ali Evans is the winner. And is Ali in? Yes. Oh, get in there. Can I have the sweets? Are you sure? I'm not going to take them off you. Seriously. I'll save them for you. I'll send them. I feel bad now. I'll send them to you. Yeah, well done to Ali. Nice one. First ever win. I thought you'd won before, Ali. I'm sure you'd won before, but obviously you probably know better than me. Richard's won, hasn't he? I'm sure Richard's won in the past. Oh, I don't need telling twice. I do not need telling twice. Thank you, Deborah Watkinson. Not Deborah Watkinson. Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy. Getting confused with Deborah Sardine. Dorothy Watkinson. Oh, these are good. These are Sainsbury's as well. Ali, you're missing out on these. All right, Ali's a good one, isn't she? It struck me on me too. I won't guess the weight. Duck race tune reminds Tam and I of our childhood. I wish I could play the proper DuckTales tune, but I'd get a copyright strike for that. Diet's going well, Chris. These are very chewy. It's a good job Belle's not here because I wouldn't be allowed them if Belle was here. I can't get it out of my tooth. Oh, I'm going to finish them off tomorrow. Thank you, Ali. That's very, very kind of you. She wasn't joking. It's too late now. You mean you can have the remaining ones? I'll tip them in the box for you. Nah. Tam, I'm a sugar monster. Eating a few sweets before bed does not faze me. Sweet adverts. I could do one of them. Oh, you know what I had at the weekend? And I know the diet is kind of going a bit off at the moment. I had Aldi's version of Percy Pigs. What are they called? Something dog. Dusty the dog. Is it Dusty the dog? I had a bag of those at the weekend. I literally downed them in about a minute. That's how long it takes me to get through a bag of those. Those Dusty the dogs, I think, were actually better than Percy Pigs from M&S because they were a lot softer to eat. Like the Percy Pig, sometimes you get stuck in your fillings and your missing teeth. So yeah, I think Dusty the dog is better than Percy the Pig. Should we have a vote? Is Dusty the dog better than Percy the Pig? Vote now before we finish the show. Nah, only if they're sugar-free, Chris. If they're sugar-free, don't eat many. Thanks, Belle's Cozy Corner. Cheers, Tam. I hope you're feeling a bit more like yourself soon. I reckon they'll be finished by 10:05. You're probably right. Right, are we ready to finish the show with a weird and wonderful factoid about reselling or eBay? I'm going to pick out a factoid. Wait a minute while I just find my list. I've got a big list of facts to rely on. Just give me 2 ticks. Can't bloody find. Here we go. Here we go. Are we ready for the reselling factoid before we finish? Let me just get me outro ready to go. Did he find it? There it is. Okay, what should we have for tonight's weird and wonderful factoid? Okay, I've got what could be arguably, because we don't know for sure, arguably the best ever car boot sale find. Arguably. We don't know this for sure, but this is a pretty good find. A Chinese bowl was bought for £2 at a car boot sale. Turned out to be a rare 1,000-year-old Northern Song Dynasty bowl. It sold at auction for £2.2 million. So we're talking about boot sales. Look out for those 1,000-year-old bowls, because that one sold for 2.2 million. So all I can say is this: happy hunting.